If you are watching this video, we are less than 48 hours until the next Boston Apparel drop. 7 new sweaters, 9 new t-shirts. We're gonna have beanies, stickers, jet tags, and stay tuned till tomorrow's video. I have some very exciting news that goes along with the drop. First link down in the description box below. If you're on our email list, you will get notified as soon as the drop goes live. Also, we are giving the entire drop, everything you guys just saw, to one lucky winner. Go follow the Boston Instagram page. The details will be up tomorrow. The whole thing is going down tomorrow on the Boston Instagram page.
I'll let you know if your arms.
What are you doing with my girlfriend, bro?
BobbyLorraine.com.
Hello?
Hi.
What are you doing?
Taking pictures.
Okay, goodbye. Running late. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Oh man, hectic morning. We have a few shenanigans to do this morning before we go to the shop. I've been trying to be more healthy these days. I went in, I kind of been keeping you guys in the loop with this whole test thing. I went in and got lab work done, and the first one came back really low test levels, which kind of shocked me. I'm like, damn, I'm kind of young. I'm very active. I work out usually twice a day, run in the morning, weights at night. And I went back in about a week later, still pretty damn low. Interesting. So this morning, I am going into the doctor. I don't know what I have to do. I think I have to do some sort of TRT, which is like a rejuvenating therapy. Yeah, I guess I'll keep you guys in the loop if you care to know. So if anyone on here, any men watching, have ever had low test, drop a comment below. How did it go? How do you rejuvenate your testosterone levels? And so on and so forth. I'm really curious to see what happens.
Here's the thing. Give them so much energy. What happens is, you have a number, let's just say you run an organization.
Interesting. I got injected in my leg. We just made it to House of Hose. Let me show you guys what we got to get built real quick. So this line right here needs to be extended about 4 inches and have a fitting on the end to take a banjo bolt. As you can see, that is not for a banjo bolt. And then that side up there, they'll probably just reuse that fitting. That goes right under the turbo. So this here is our new line we just had made. That should be perfect. Same fitting or similar fitting up top, about 4 inches longer, and a fitting for banjo bolt down low. That will do the trick. Today we have to get the motor back in the car. I'm pretty sure we can get the first startup out of the way today as well, which is exciting. There's not much to do. Bolt a few more little things on here and there, slap it in the car, and connect some things, and hopefully knock out this first start. Just spent the last probably hour and a half, 2 hours with all of these hoses. Everything is all finished up. So we have the fuel line and then both valve cover breathers. Everything's ran underneath the intake manifold and turbo setup. Damn, look how good all this looks. So nice and clean. This guy up here runs to the Radium AOS, which connects there. And then we have a couple of hoses that will be on the back side of the motor that connect when we get the engine installed. So I think this thing's pretty much ready to go. Let's go ahead and get it off the stand. We got to get our new clutch and flywheel on, and then we can get her dropped into the car. Actually, before we do that, let's go ahead and slap in our new plugs. Iridium LFR 7AIX is the plug of choice. All right, clutch and flywheel setup we're running. Of course, XD. We hit them up. This is what they sent us for our power goals. The new flywheel, brand new, nice, beautiful flywheel. And We got the dowel pins. And then let's see what they sent us for a clutch. Sport kit ceramic. New throwout bearing. Alignment tool. A pilot bearing. And then this is probably the disc. This is weird looking.
It looks odd. Why does it look like that?
Looks like a, dude, is this for RX-7? It's a rotary.
Is this just a single?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Huh, it's supposed to handle the sauce though.
How much?
Just enough to beat you. So there's our clutch disc and then the pressure plate. Simple enough. I'll go ahead and link all this stuff down below. Let's get it installed and we can go ahead, drop the engine into the car. So we have our clutch and flywheel on. This guy is ready to go into the engine bay. Super excited for this. Really stoked to see how it all looks finished up with the black turbo and black manifold. I think it's gonna look really nice, but I guess we'll see here in a few minutes. Let's get her bolted in. We would definitely have the first cold start for the boys today, but Bader's trying to convince me to go to Valvoline instead of my typical AMSOIL is what I would usually run in something like this. But Bader says Valvoline is better. So I need to go buy some. The closest place that has it is like 20 minutes away. I have an hour and a half left because my brother Cameron's coming to the house at 6 and it's 4:30. So I highly doubt I'll be able to get the first cold start for the boys, but let's just go and slap it in the car and hopefully get it all buttoned up. And maybe we'll have time. I might come back later tonight for a first cold start. Now this right here has got to be the best feeling in the world. More so of a better feeling on a Evo where it's a little bit more difficult to get everything lined up. On Subarus, I think I've got dialed down. It's about 5 minutes total from wheeling it over to getting it lined up. I've done some stupid shit working on cars in my life. What I've done today may very well top stupid shit. My intentions were good. My intentions were to clean up all the wiring on the engine harness. There's a lot of plugins we don't need, but there's some that we do need that I cut off. Don't ask how I completely forgot. I'm gonna show you guys what these are real quick. Okay. All the Subaru guys know exactly what these are. If you don't know what they are, these are 3 of our 4 injector wiring harness plugins. Now, of course, it's not a big deal. We can get these wired back in, but now I have to completely dig through a harness, find all of the ends of these harnesses. Thankfully, I did not completely pull all the wires out of the harness. If I did that, I would probably just buy a new harness, to be honest. But yeah, like I said, I've done some stupid shit. I think this tops it. I hope I'm not alone in doing stupid stuff on cars. I hope some of you guys are right there with me. Just, you know, you have the right intentions, but the execution is just not It's subpar. There's a 0% chance now of a first start. I'm gonna go try to find the other ends of these wires real quick and we can get them reinstalled into the harness. But yeah, before you go through and cut stuff off your harness, make sure you don't need it, or else you're gonna spend an hour redoing what you just did. We have all the wires located. I am completely out of time. I'm gonna go run down, grab oil right now, and then if I can escape the house tonight, I'm gonna pop back here later on and try and get this thing finished up. So if I see you guys later, I'll see ya. If not, I'll probably see you tomorrow, or I'll just end the video here. Well, friends, it's now about 9:30, 10 o'clock at night, and I'm gonna see if we can go ahead and knock out this first start. So we have two injector wiring, 2 injector connectors to splice back into a harness. I did go ahead and find some 1030 VR1 here in Spokane. So I got 9 quarts total. Of course, that'll be plenty for a first start. Yeah, let's go ahead and just get this thing knocked back out. All right, we're pretty freaking close. All the intercooler piping is just mocked up. I just want to get the first startup out of the way. I left a lot of the harness under there exposed just because I wasn't 100% sure on the injector wiring. I did go color to color, but I just want to make sure before I tidy all of that up. I know that side is good to go. What do we got left? Radiator, of course, the coolant, engine oil, oil filter, downpipe, and I'll probably pull off the oil feed line for the turbo and crank the car until we get some oil out of there, and then I'll connect the oil feed back up, and then we should be good for the first start. So there's no way this car is gonna be like drivable tonight, which is okay. We're gonna have to tidy a few things up in the morning, not a big deal, and then hopefully tomorrow we can go on an actual nice drive in this car. Bader did warn me to not, I don't even know if we can drive it actually. He warned me not to drive it. He said I can go ahead and do a startup, but as far as driving it, like any sort of distance, he recommended not. The tune on the ECU is of course for the old 2 liter, 2.5 being completely different, which is what he said to do. So yeah, let's go ahead and tidy a few things up real quick and hopefully knock out a good old cold start for the boys. I should probably not be doing this because it's so late. The reason for it is because it's a brand new engine. I don't want to ruin anything in our engine, but I'm going to try to be very, very careful and take all the extra steps and precautions necessary to ensure that we're good to go. So she's got 4 quarts of oil. As you can see, we got her topped off on coolant. I disconnected the fuel pump. I didn't know where the fuel pump fuse was, so I just pulled the back seat out, unplugged the fuel pump. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it over, make sure we don't build any fuel pressure, and then I'll pop the oil feed line off the turbo, crank it until we get some oil coming out of that oil feed, just to make sure the engine is actually building oil pressure, and then we can connect that oil feed and fire it up. Also, I did not listen to my own advice. It is very late and I'm tired. I made the same mistake on Jared's car of putting coolant in it instead of water. And on this car, we did a lot of coolant hose relocation and routing changes. We made a lot of changes, so I probably should have just done water. As you can see over here, we no longer have that ugly ass coolant reservoir for the turbo, so we had to run separate lines for the turbo. We did all that fun stuff. I know I didn't really show you guys. I've been kind of slacking, I feel like, showing you guys all the finer details of this build, but yeah, whatever. Let's just go ahead, turn it over, and make sure we don't got any fuel pressure. I'm betting our battery's still dead. It was dead before. It's probably still dead now. And I lost my freaking jump pack. My Fantic jump pack I use literally every day. I cannot find. So the old battery was showing like 2 volts. I grabbed a different battery that we got 12.5 volts out of. That should be good. Two things. First up, my temp gauge is fully maxed out on hot, which I do not like. Won't be able to monitor anything. So something with the sensor is a little weird. It's a different sensor. Maybe it's unplugged. Second thing, it won't turn over. I know we got full voltage. Let me go double check some things. All right, we're getting no power to our starter wire. Obviously not the main one, but the little one that goes on that little prong. When you turn the ignition with the clutch pedal in, it should give you 12.8 volts, whatever. Check the clutch switch, that's fine. I'm gonna check the relay real quick and see what's going on there. Very odd that all of a sudden we're having issues. I did think of all the wiring connectors that we cut off. I think we cut off like 4. Some were for the evap stuff, but that whole harness is completely separate versus the starter / alternator side of the harness. As far as I'm aware, I don't think, even if I cut something off that the car needs, such as injector wiring, I don't see how that would interfere with not getting power to the starter wire. So I'm gonna go ahead and check the starter relay. I don't know if there's a starter fuse or not. Oh, 7.5 amp. Oh, there's a starter fuse. It's probably that. Let me double check. The fuse is fine. I gotta find the starter relay. I don't know where that's at. Oh shit. Another one of those freaking problems. I checked the relay. It seems to be operating fine. It's past midnight. So I'm gonna clean up the shop and I'm gonna call this a day. We made some really good progress on the car. I don't know what's going on. I'm sure it's going to be a very, very simple fix. I'm going to have a fresh brain and a fresh mind. But as you can see, my shop is a disaster. So I need to get cleaned up. I'll go ahead and show you real quick all the stuff we cut off. So there's this guy here. That was for like an air pump. That was just dangling around before. So I don't think that would have anything to do with it. I'm going to save all of them just in case. So we have that. We have this, which, to be completely honest, I'm not exactly sure what that is either. It does look like an injector plug-in, but it's not. And then I had the other 3 injector wiring plugins that we did cut off that are now reinstalled on the car. Obviously, that has nothing to do with the starter. And then these 2 guys here. Honestly, what the hell were these? 2 more random wiring connectors that were also just dangling before. So I don't know. I'm gonna keep all of them just in case. We have to completely backtrack and connect all that again to nothing, but I really don't think that was any part of the issue. But like I said, I'll just let the car sit overnight and come back tomorrow with a fresh brain, and we can go ahead and get this thing knocked out. We're so damn close. I do real quick want to see, just really quick, how it's gonna look with all the red stuff on. See if we made the right decision doing the black manifold. Kind of briefly set that up there, and then that guy. Okay, that's 8,000 trillion times better. That was definitely the right move. That red manifold was cool, but this is much better. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Peace out, my friends. I will see you guys tomorrow.